I'm going to shoot this little clip just for my fan club. That's all those people out there who love to hate me. It seems like there's a growing number of those just based on the fact that I'm working on developing an alternative media platform, and based on kind of my background and my advocacy of various things, including multiple use of federal lands, including grazing on federal lands, including advocacy of Western ranching. For those reasons, there are a number of people out there who, instead of just agreeing to disagree or just simply disagreeing, they love to hate. And I've learned that as I've sat back and watched and observed a lot of what's going on right now, a lot of what's going on with the Oregon standoff trial. There are a number of people out there who love to hate other people just because they have a different point of view. And it looks like I'm one of those people too. So I just thought I'd give some of you folks an opportunity to kind of learn a little bit more about me and who I am, because my subpoena was released so that I didn't need to go back to Oregon, back to Portland to testify in the trial. That gave me the chance to stay home and run my weekend farmers markets and swap meets here at the Pavant Valley Trading Post in the rural county that I live in here in south central Utah. So I'm out here getting my vendors set up this morning. Thought this would be a good place, good opportunity to shoot a little video. If you want to know more about me, one of the good places to start would be checking out the Pavant Post, which is a blog that I edited for a couple of years before security was breached on that website. I don't have anything to do with it anymore, but the archives are basically preserved at pavantpost.org. That's Pavant post.org. And there you can see basically what some of my positions have been, both with respect to local politics, state politics, federal politics. I think it's fair to say that I've been actively involved in all of those things. I'm not one of those guys, despite what some people think, who are always just out to badmouth and pick on the federal government. I care deeply about how we're governed as a people. And I find that we have issues at every level of government, at the local level, and I've been very actively involved in local politics and local political activism. And if you check out the Pavant Post, I think you can get a better idea of who I am and kind of what my background is. Another place you might want to look, you can check out the Federalist Number 86 Project. It has a couple of books that are available on Amazon, including Bedrock, number Federalist 86, and Enough, Federalist number 86. And that was a collaborative writing effort clear back in 2010 that I was involved in with some other people. And if you want to know more about what my political views are, and I think you might be surprised about some of them. I won't be surprised if you don't disagree with many of them, and that'll give you just that much more reason to hate me, I suppose, because I have a different point of view. So anyway, the other thing I want to talk a little bit about is just my involvement with Native Americans. A lot of people have questioned that, and so I wanted to talk just for a minute about that. I've stated that I currently serve on the enterprise board for the Kanosh Band of the Southern Paiute Tribe, and that's based on some other things that I've done over the years. My involvement with Native Americans goes all the way back to the time that I spent on the Utah-Arizona border working with the Kaibab Paiutes and Tim Stanfield, their ranch manager. Bought and sold a lot of horses with Tim and the other people that he worked with. But I got involved in some other situations and cases involving Native Americans that I invite you to check out. One would be the Brandon Chief case. It was a law enforcement shooting death of Brandon Chief, a young Native American man in West Valley City. Check it out, research it, Google it. Another one was Corey Kanosh, one of my neighbors right here in Millard County, Utah. You can read about those on the Pavant Post. As a result of my advocacy for Native American interests, and as a result of my assistance with them in their economic development efforts, including leasing a commercial building and everything, they invited me to serve on their enterprise board. And if you think I'm making all of that up, I invite you to call some people. Check it out. Talk to Darlene Aram, who's the Kanosh Band Council chairwoman. Or you can talk to Gaylord Grob, who's the Economic Development Director for the Paiute Tribe of Utah. Or you can talk to Rob McNichols, who is an Economic Development Consultant with Res Builders. I encourage you to check that out if you think I'm making things up. I know talk is cheap. I do plenty of talking, but I try to walk the walk too, and I don't think I'm making stuff up when it comes to my involvement with Native American interests. I do think a lot of people do just talk about that, and I question the extent to which many of them get off the couch and actually do something about it. So anyway, this is just a little clip for those of you who love to hate me, love to be part of that fan club. This little clip is primarily just for you.